Hey friends, happy Wednesday afternoon. So I just needed to spend some time with Ginger talking about Podstock. Admittedly, I am new still to the full-time ESDAC family. There's still so much that I have to learn. You know, Podstock and I went last year, there was amazing energy. People were all fired up. One thing that makes me a little, I get a little bit of anxiety around is the conversation around tech integration. I have kids to help me with this. I have Ginger to help me with anything tech. And so then Ginger invited me into a conversation about trauma informed that I get to just kind of be in the room facilitating Kelly McCall as we do a 3-hour session around that. And we're going to do a different video about that. But so all of a sudden I started asking more questions about, okay, trauma informed at Podstock. And Ginger, I realized that I thought I knew, but I didn't understand what Podstock is this year and really what it's been evolving to. And so I just thought if I didn't know that this would be a great place for you to help educate me on that, and we could entertain people in the process.
Absolutely, sure. So, gosh, where to start? So, Podstock, we have billed it for the past 10 years as an edtech conference, educational technology. It started out even before iPads existed. We were helping people figure out their one-to-one laptop environments. Well, in 2008, there was a huge leap forward where a lot of people were starting to use tools. And then by 2017-18, we find that there are a lot of people using tools well in their schools and classrooms. And I would say over the past, I'd say 3-4 years, we have kind of shifted away just from the meat and potatoes of educational technology into a broader sphere of just good teaching and learning in a modern learning environment. Now, I mean, we are just totally feet planted squarely in the center of redesign in Kansas and beyond. Because edtech really has been there from the beginning. They've been the catalyst that shifts and moves people forward into our future. And so this is just natural for us. Let's go ahead and both play with our hair at once. Done. Okay.
So that's the part, like I know there's people coming from all over the United States.
Yes.
Perhaps watching Kansas folks, you've caught the fact that we are in this incredible shift. Big energy is being experienced around the state by teachers to redesign school. School will look very different statewide in the next decade. So with that energy has come a lot of what are the possibilities, and then holy smokes, it just, at times I think, I watch, it's exciting, but it's daunting. And so that was a piece, the redesign piece, when I looked at the offerings at Podstock this year, I was like, wow, I've built some good relationships with redesign schools. This is a place for teachers to come and experience community, be cared for, which our teachers need a lot of good care in the summers, and also really, really build something to go back and also hear about what other people are doing as well. But that part's exciting, Ginger. And it sounds like Podstock kind of redesigned itself over time too. So
absolutely. So, well, education technology has had pockets of really innovation, really innovative teachers doing really amazing things in classrooms. So Podstock itself is a catalyst, a magnet to these sorts of folks to come together. And so if you're looking at your entire school, scaling it up from 1 or 2 teachers into something that's really amazing, I think that Podstock is a place you want to be, because you get to see the truths over time. This is not just teachers who just started last year to do great things with badges and micro-credentials, with project-based learning, with blended learning and personalized learning. For some schools in Kansas, that's a brand new topic.
Yeah.
In the world of educational technology, that's a 15-year-old topic. And so there are some people who really have some depth of knowledge and experience with that. We've got topics, like I said, that well, I don't know if you said it, but are in the redesign of Podstock, in taking a step to the future. We want to believe, or we do believe, that teachers teach how they're taught, and that if we're going to really do something with our learning, we need to have time to do stuff with our learning. So our sessions aren't just 1 hour date and move on and leave the conference with 40 things on your plate,
So
more than
inspired.
half of which falls off, and
Right.
you didn't have time, to redo it. This is about fewer, way deeper. And so we've got 3-hour-long sessions where people are going to have time to have those conversations that you might get at ed camps, only this is with some really experienced people who've done stuff, as well as new people. So if you're new and you think, oh, I don't know if I belong in that crowd, you belong in this crowd. And then we'll take time to, okay, we talked about it. You eyeball people across the room who are doing great things, and then have a conversation with them and start building things. Start building your lesson plans, your policy, your curriculum, your
calendar.
What is it you're going to do?
And get a community too, because I think that's the
huge.
That's the energy piece too. Is that if you can be with people who are further down the road and who've had some potholes. I mean, I don't know. I think that's really, really powerful. And redesigning is about teachers. It's ultimately about kids and education,
Yes.
But teachers are being empowered to do something different. And so coming into a space where we celebrate that. That's who Podstock has always been. And now Podstock's grown up and it's continued to evolve into that way. So anyways.
As Dak talks too, is that we work hard, play hard. So Podstock is, you keep talking about teacher care. It is. It really is. It's fun. It's relaxed, where you can breathe, sit back, have a conversation without, next session, without, oh my gosh, we gotta, you can really go deep. So
I know too that at Bridging to Resilience, some of my teacher friends that I care a lot about were like, we knew about Kevin Honeycutt, but we had never spent time in the room with Kevin Honeycutt. We've never heard him keynote. And I was like, wow, I just thought everybody in the world had really heard Kevin keynote, but Kevin's kind of coming home and he's the keynoter this year, Ginger.
So Kevin's always been, again, that center catalyst for Podstock. Podstock actually existed as a different conference before it became Podstock. And back then, I wasn't even working in the office here. I was still in the classroom in schools. And they said, we need something different. And Kevin says, I think I have the ideas. And started coming up. And that's where Podstock was born. It was about us coming together as a community and building things from the grassroots up, not just waiting for somebody to come in and say, thou shalt do these things now. It said that you can do things on your own. You are smart. You do have power. Take it and do something. And that's what it's been about. That's what we're still and always have been about. And he's going to be our keynote again as a thank you. And let's go into the next 10 years, maybe 5. Things change quick.
And I get to come and contribute about something. And so I'm excited because sometimes I feel still a little bit lost, but I love hanging out with everybody there. So folks coming from all around the U.S., and we're excited to have you with us. And then we've got Redesign School showing up. And so that part, I think, makes me super excited too.
Huge.
Ginger, thank you for always letting me learn with you and be able to ask questions.
I'm glad that you're asking. And I know that the people you're connected with care about their kids. And that's why Podstock's for them.
Yeah. Okay. See everybody in July.